Are we ready, my brave adventurers?
You were gonna say my X-Men, were you?
To me, my X-Men. Do we need a group name?
Group name? Yeah.
Godslayers!
The Godslayers. It might be a decent idea, but it doesn't have to be something that you come up with immediately. You'll have plenty of opportunity. Like, if you join the Adventurers Guild, then you'll be designated as a party. Okay?
Perfect.
Any final
No
questions,
questions.
comments, concerns, or should I get rolling?
Go for it.
I think we're good.
Betwixt the stars there was a fertile void, and the gods said, "See that with us is creation, and we have here the material, but where is the seed?" The lords of the Fane answered, "Behold, a seed of the wild, for we bring forth naught but the wild pip." And so the forging began, and sparks flew, and they were found with mortals, and within the land, and within the magic of the world. When it was finished, the god said, "See, our world we have created." And the Fae said, "See, the fruit of our seedling." And the dragons said, "From the bones of our fathers was it wrought, and thus our inheritance." And still the demons said, "Tremble and fear, for ours is the void, and your world is it." But life cried out for existence, and it could not be denied. And so the gods held dominion of order. The dragons laid claim to the treasures of the world, and to the lords of the Fae was the wilds. But the demons dwelt in the shadows. We follow 3 young sparks. One shimmered with the light of the moon, while another's glow faded, and the third was born to a throne of sorrow. At last, the end of their long journey was heralded by the glint of the city on the mount. As the city draws closer, the noonday sun makes it difficult to look at the shimmering of the sunlight reflecting off of gold, silver, and jewels. The warmth of the city's glow in stark contrast to the cold chill of winter's first snowfall. Snowfall comes early in the year at this altitude in the mountains. You approach and get closer, and the shimmering city only gets brighter, until at a certain point, the light seems to be all around you. When you approach the gate, the walls of the city are pure gold, and when you approach, there are 2 spires, the walls connected to them, and flowing right into the mountainside. The city itself flows down into the valley between the 2 peaks. As you approach, what is your passive perceptions?
Mine is
Mine's
14.
Mine's 18.
Yeah, mine's 13.
You are for a moment perplexed because there's no one that seems to be on the towers to greet you, and there's no guards at the door to open the gate. And so at first the city seems completely barred. As you get closer to the doors, however, you notice the rooftop of one of the spires begins to move. A gold dragon, hidden amidst the shimmer of gold. Who seeks entry to the domain of Mazadon?
We do. And I begin to bring over the gift and unravel the contents, revealing a flame-tongued sword.
Excellent. So you've remembered the gift. It is good. And who are you who presents it to me?
Fane. And then I allow my party to introduce themselves.
Actually, why don't you go ahead and describe Fane for us?
Okay, perfect. Fane is a Dampier paladin warlock. He is fully plated in armor. From the looks of it, his armor is pretty battered for its extended use. He's also wearing his face isn't revealed yet, so he has a helmet that he wears pretty much constantly. to try and hide his nature. He wears a helmet that covers pretty much everything, but kind of except the glow of his red eyes. And he wears like a wolf pelt helmet that is totally tattered and torn up from the extended battles that he's been over the years.
The dragon's head turns to the next person who would like to introduce themselves.
After Fane introduces himself, Ophelia steps forward. She's a fairy, but she is normal sized. She's not small. She's got light blonde hair. She's got kind of like, from Avatar: The Last Airbender, the moon princess girl. She's got like those two kind of like braid things on the sides of her face, kind of like in front of her ears, kind of a concept. She's got long kind of wavy hair. She's got obviously the pointed ears. She has green eyes, and she has a lot of freckles kind of going across the center of her face, across her nose, the bridge of her nose. She doesn't wear poor clothing, but not fine clothing. She was kind of a wanderer for a while, so she wears fairly sensible clothing, but there is beautiful embroidery on her dress. It's a dress of sorts, I would say. And she has a staff that she carries with her, and it has like a moon, like a metal moon piece kind of wrapped in with the wood of the staff at the top. And I think that's about it. I think that's a good summary or overall description of what she looks like.
Dragon nods. And do you have a gift?
The one gift is on behalf of us all as a party.
He nods, turns to your third party member and says, and you, Elfling?
I am Gillian. And Gillian is a high elf. He looks pretty standard for your elf. He's pretty young, although he's around 80 years old. But for elf, that's quite young, teenage years almost. Pretty basic clothing. Has a short sword to his side. And...
Excellent. He says, you will be given entry. And he rests his head back on the tower, and the gates begin to open. You can see the bustle of the lower city. He says, have a care. Your gift, for all of you, has only brought you passage to the second ring of this city. Do not attempt to go beyond that until you have given greater gifts.
Fane nods, and he does like a slight bow.
They will help you inside the gate. As you pass through the gates, there are several booths and connected structures and buildings to the wall. The first one, a man stops you and says, here, you'll be needing this. And he gives you a earring that has 2 rings on it. This is not a magic item. It is a seal of rank. So it's not specific to your person, but if you give it away, it's technically an offense of the city, the man explains. Realistically, they don't have a good way of policing it either, because these aren't magic items that are traceable. Nor do they have ID numbers. It's literally just a mark of rank. He also gives you a small coin purse, each that has 5 gold pieces.
Money.
And he says, you can purchase land in the second ring of the city. There you can build. You don't have to. You don't need to. You can stay in the lower city if you wish. The more rings you have, the higher end of the city you can go. It's important that you remember this, as there will be dire consequences for those who do not stay within their station. Additionally, those of the higher rings may descend to your district to trade or for whatever they wish. There is a certain level of respect that you should show to those of the higher ring. The higher the ring, the more favor they carry with Mazadon. Now, The next, and he points to a window or a door to a building, and he says, if you're coming from another city, which clearly you are, then you may want to exchange any currency you've brought here. Here in Carador, we deal with gold, primarily. Mazadon cares not much for pinnacles. In Carador, we deal in gold. Am I completely clear? Do you have any questions?
I look to the rest of the group and then try to see if confirmation that we all understand. And,
I give a slight nod.
I believe that we have what we need. Thank you.
He nods. He says, lastly, if there's a question of law and order, you can go to any of the courthouses. There, you can learn of the laws of the land. We do get a fair bit of travelers here, more so than most cities. Confident that he's given you all the information you need, and he sits down back at his desk and begins working on some paperwork that he seems to be doing. Like you're not even there to him at this point.
Perfect. Then I move on. I move towards the city then.
Is anybody wanting to exchange their currency for gold pieces?
Mhm.
They will charge a fee, but on the other hand, you may want access to your money more directly. There may be some people who would be willing to accept your currency, but probably not frequent in the city. Gold is valued much more here.
I think I'll probably go ahead and do that. How long did we have a time frame of how long we plan to stay here?
At this point, it could be a while.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future, this is kind of where you were thinking of setting up shop.
Okay, then then I'm definitely gonna exchange mine.
Yeah, I'll do the same then too, I think.
What's the ratio from gold pieces to gilded pinnacles? Because
Rather than using a strict ratio, it will be just one gold piece to exchange however many, up to 1,000 gold pieces, and then the number goes up.
perfect.
I will say, for Fane's purpose, Fane is a warlock, and his patron, who you will be sending payments to, takes payment in pinnacles specifically. So that might prove to be kind of a pain for you, but that's the only kind of currency he's particularly interested in.
So will you have to go and get that exchanged every time?
Yes.
All right. I probably won't exchange yet, unless I know for sure that I have carried out. Did we go in with the assumption that I've been able to meet up with, what was it, Zebrus's, what would I call him? Delivery boy, so to say?
You paid
Messenger?
for 3 months in advance. About a month of that has been used up in travel. So you have technically 2 more months in which you don't have to pay. The collector is not expecting you.
Okay, perfect. Then I would like to then exchange, knowing that after I exchange, I'll meet up with the group. I think a base is in order, first and foremost. And then second, a little bit of gold would be nice.
I agree. There's no point in being in the city if you have nowhere to stay.
Nobody's a member of the Adventurers Guild, correct?
No.
Then I will say you do know that the Adventurers Guild exists in basically every city in Mogterra. Specifically, they have accommodations for staying at the various guild halls for members. Or you could potentially attempt to secure some kind of housing, but it's not likely that you could afford anything in the second ring with your current funds. I will say that in Carador specifically, you might be able to secure a loan.
Okay.
There There are 2 things I would like to buy in the marketplace at some point, but if you got something else coming out, it's just minor things.
Yeah, we're here.
We're here. We
right?
may as well.
Hmm.
Okay. I think how does shopping work exactly?
Well, you're welcome to look for stores in the city. You're less likely to find magic item shops this low in the city.
Mm-hmm.
But
and I'm just looking for common things. I believe it would be
okay.
Because I want to get a journal, since I technically don't have one to start writing in, and then I would also like to get a disguise kit.
Ah, okay. Excellent. We are looking at, for a disguise kit, 25 gold pieces, and we'll just wrap up the journal in that overall cost. You find your way to a costume shop. If you want a proper disguise kit, though, you're going to have to go to a seedier part of the city. Would you like to pursue that route?
A seedier part of the city? Or...
Yeah, let's hit up the ghetto. You want to hit up the ghetto?
We've already been
Let's check it out.
places. This is nothing.
Yeah, compared to the...
We're not phased. We went to some super shady places already.
Hit me with some fortune rolls.
8.
14 for fortune.
Oh, perfect. Ooh, that
I
20.
found
Hey!
Smoking.
Ooh. As you're on your way to the rougher side of town, you are walking up to the place that you've been directed to. You got some directions once you were down there, and around this area, you see what is supposedly a potions shop, but Ophelia, you in particular, are confident you saw some poisonous plants growing in the back, just as you look through the window.
Cannabis.
Definitely far more likely that it's a poison shop.
They have magical weed.
Yo!
And you find what is a costume shop meant for the plays that happened in the theaters. Except for the theater's been closed down around here for quite a while, and
Disguised.
somehow they're still in business.
Hmm.
Can I help you with anything?
Ophelia says, well, not for me, but for my friend here.
I see. Are you looking to star in a play in the old Carpenter's Theater?
Oh, I'm just looking to do a little bit of cosmetic changes to myself.
All right. Well, I guess we dispense with the formality then. And she starts to put together a set for you. You exchange your money. Go ahead and remove that from your inventory. And that was 25. And
Yeah,
she
alright.
sends you on your way. When you step outside, you notice that a number of guards wearing scale mail have walked up the street, and across from them are a number of men who seem to be drumming up some kind of confrontation with them. And you can hear as their voices rise as it begins to escalate. The only problem is that you find yourself between said men and the guards that stand across from them.
Caught in the crossfire. Ladies, please!
She's like,
Let me through! I
just
don't...
be careful about the parts that you're in. And then, like, as soon as we walk outside, it's like, ah!
You can see that the town guard has 2 rings in each ear, all except for what is clearly the officer, wearing a knot of rank. And he has 3 rings in his earring. Let's go ahead and start off with initiative. Unless if... We didn't pre-roll initiative, did we? No, I don't have your initiative. Okay.
I don't think so.
So, oh snap.
12.
You're done.
Ooh, well.
4.
18.
Hey, there we go. Starting off strong.
Any last words before this TPK? I'm just kidding.
Dang
No,
flabbit.
sir.
Dang flabbit.
Just skill issue. That's all. That's all it is.
Okay. The neither side is making a move. As you step out, the town, the city, I should say city, the city watch eyes you to see what you're about to do. I will leave it to you guys. Kind of in a pseudo-initiative order, I'll let you act as a party if depending on what you're gonna do.
Okay. So on this side, on our right is the criminals, then I'm assuming, or like gang leaders.
They are... They look like townsfolk. They do look a little bit more rough and tumble, but they don't... It's not like they have poison daggers or something like that. They've got a mixture of like cudgels. One guy does have like a long knife. They're not like well outfitted. They're just a group of street people. On that side of things, they are standing and just waiting. They seem like a little bit tense, but they're not going to make a move yet either. You're caught in the middle of a standoff.
Okay. I just keep my hands up and free. And I say, wait, what time of the day is this?
So that's actually a great question. Let me set the scene for you. As you step out of this shop, the water glistens from the fading sunlight as it begins to crest the hill. It is passing into evening, and the shimmer of the city is at its zenith as the light that is just over the horizon is glancing off of all the shimmering rooftops, as most buildings within the city are inlaid with gold, so that the whole city sparkles like so the whole city sparkles as one giant hoard for the dragon Mazadon.
Okay. Then with that, I will keep my hands raised, and I will say to the guards, "Good evening."
They take note, obviously, of your earrings. You all have the 2 rings, marking you from the second ring of the city. What's that?
I was gonna say, and you said the captain had 4 reins?
3.
3, okay.
Yeah, the captain has 3, and the others have 2.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what the town guard has, and then obviously all of the other folk have only 1 ring to rule them all.
Okay. Okay.
In the end, it is the guards who initiate, as one of them says, "So you think you're tough standing there, do you?" we'll see how tough you are, huh? And they begin to advance.
And us?
Yes.
What? We were just shopping.
Wait, where? Disappeared. There he is.
He's on the roof.
They do start walking by you. However, the one that tails behind is actually hanging back to keep an eye on you. So you're not being ignored, but these front four are very clearly marching towards this group here. You see as some of the... Gillian, would you like to do anything or continue just pressed against the building?
I'm going to continue to press against the building.
Okay. Fane?
I'll hang out. I'm
big chilling.
I'm
grab
big
a bag of
chilling.
popcorn.
yeah.
Like, well, this ought to be interesting.
You can hear as the shopkeeper begins like pulling down
Closing.
like flaps and like locking the door. The first, the thuggin back here ends up stepping back a little bit with like this anxious energy, and this one kind of sidesteps a little bit. They're kind of like making room in the street. This one steps onto the sidewalk, if it can be called a sidewalk, more like the underhang of the building, and they kind of pull back a little bit, giving them some space.
Mm-hmm.
Ophelia, would you like to do anything in particular, or remaining pressed against the wall?
I would. Yeah, I'm just going to observe. I want to tread lightly. Don't want to jump into something that I don't know anything about.
Okay. The watch again advances right into the midst of them.
Okay. Do these one ringers do they look like they're in possession of something?
Nope. Other than having drawn weapons, even makeshift weapons, as some of them are mere cudgel, clubs, broken piece of furniture, something along those lines. As I said, some of them do look to be better armed, like with a dagger, but it is pretty ramshackled.
Okay.
Oops, this one hangs back. So they advance on the townsfolk, and it's not going very well. They immediately start fighting back. As I cycle through your turns again, are you continuing to stay passive?
The guards aren't doing too well, or the
guards
who's
aren't
winning?
doing too well right off the bat, as they start drawing their spears and swinging at them, but they have yet to land a solid blow.
Okay.
Are there any other people nearby aside from the guards and the townsfolk that are fighting?
There were earlier. They have all cleared out now.
So we're getting what's left here.
Hmm.
Okay. I will. This is pseudo initiative, right? So I'll just go ahead and I'll move towards this guard here, and just with my hands up, saying, "You need help."
He lowers his spear at you and says, "You stay out of this." But it is at this point that you can see up from out of the water and out of the alleyway, some extra thugs pop out. They scale the wall and immediately begin to surround the guard. And they come in with an assault of their own, as they end up wounding about half of the guard, actually.
I think Ophelia is going to just kind of move slightly towards Fane and kind of like put her arm on his
Aldrin.
yeah, and just say, maybe it's best that we just take a step back. I don't think we know enough to really know where we need to be involved, if at all. Better we just stay put unless they either directly involve us and someone starts throwing hands at us, then I'd say let's fight. But as of now, let's just get back.
At this point, even the man in back is paying no attention to you. They all of them have completely turned their attention to this ambush.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, as this one tries to get in the melee, as his companions get surrounded, the captain of the guard calls out and says, "Alciel, summon him! And the man in back here begins. He quickly pulls out a horn and he's just blasting away on it as the melee continues.
I think this is a good opportunity. Alright.
Yeah. So the
He tries rizzing up the
His assailant.
yeah, he tries rizzing up the. Well, I guess what would you call them? The muggers.
We don't really
I don't know what-
ambushers.
The ambushers. The bushers.
The bushers.
The bushers. The alley folk.
Street rats.
The street rats are. The guards are trying to seduce the street rats.
All right.
So
okay, go for it.
They attempt to push back. The fighting gets more violent as these men become injured. It becomes a more brutal brawl, and the captain manages to bloody this one over here, and it looks like the guard is losing, as the other ones being surrounded are having trouble landing a solid blow while watching their backs. Gillian.
Mm-hmm. I shall maintain for now.
Fane, maintaining?
Nope. He sees that like this is obviously just a losing game here, and he is going to just strut up here, and he's gonna call forth his Oathbreaker blade and draw his short sword out, and I'm going to cast Divine Favor on myself, and I will proceed to just go in with 2 attacks.
So as Fane does this, Ophelia just kind of face palms and she says, "You're supposed to be my bodyguard, not the other way around."
First roll is 27. Second roll is a 20.
Is this against the guard or the street thug?
The thug. So 26 total damage.
Ooh. You bloody this fellow here.
And then I look over to the guard. Like, I just like slash him a couple of times, and I just like look over his way.
And he looks you dead in the eye and
And then I just nod, and I blade myself against the assailant, and then I get ready for more. So
excellent. You can hear some of the men start shouting to each other. They're turning on us, gesturing to you as he attempts to swing his makeshift weapon at you. Does a 7 hit.
no, sir.
The things start to go a little bit more poorly for them as they completely fail to make any more headway since you've joined the fight. The next turn is Ophelia. As Fane runs in, slashes this guy, he tries immediately to swing his cudgel back at him and is unable to get past his defenses. What would you like to do?
I think I'll do primal savagery. If you run in to fight, she's got to support you, so she's not gonna just leave you hanging. So she's gonna reluctantly go in using primal savagery to smack this guy.
All right, roll to hit.
26.
That's a hit.
That's a 14 damage. Or
You
14 for damage.
As you reach out, your hand turns into this acidic claw that gouges a chunk out of the man's chest, and he collapses, and you hear the sizzling of chemical burns on the man. It is acid damage, right? Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
With the one man dead, let's see if that makes any differences. The captain of the guard ends up killing this man and bloodying this one, but otherwise the rest of the guards still fail to make any headway, which means that it is back to Gillian.
Yay, my turn. So I will probably attack the closest guy to our group with a firebolt.
Smack him.
Roll this hit.
Prank him, John.
18.
That's it.
Boom.
Ooh.
And we
Get
got
him. Kill him.
19 damage.
Ooh, baby.
Baby, he
Blast the
bloodied.
bastard.
He got clapped.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead now. Huh?
Now he's just somebody that I used to know.
All right. Well played, Gillian. Fane, it's back to you. As the melee reaches a climax, men screaming for their lives. What would you like to do?
After I see this guy fall by Gillian's hand, I turn my strutting into like a break, like just a burst of movement all the way over to these guys. And I'm going to cast Hex as my bonus action.
Okay.
And I'm going to just attack twice. That is going to be a 19 to hit,
That's a hit.
13 to hit for the second one.
And that's also a hit.
Okay, perfect.
Nice.
So that's going to be another 26.
Bloodied.
I just go in with that burst of movement. I'm going to go for his legs. And so I'm just trying to incapacitate them. So I just like go in and strike hard at the calf.
He'd probably be dead if he had skipped leg day.
Too bad they don't skip. Or good thing they don't skip.
Here we go again. Thug life.
Are these gangs gonna achieve their jumping?
They indeed.
Oh, okay. The jumping jumps. Wow.
The jumping jumps.
Yeah, dang. Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Everybody's dying.
Then against Fane. There we go. Does a 15 hit?
No, sir.
The first two
Not
attacks
today.
against you were a 2 on the die and a 1. Natural
Oof.
1. So,
Yike.
this third attack though,
Pathetic.
15, still not good enough.
Nope. No, sir.
That's
So
right, boy. You're
they-
not good enough.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
That was personal.
And I took that personally.
Things are still in favor of the thugs as the guards go down. Go ahead, Ophelia, as they kill these men in front of you. They begin to pull back. It seems that even now they're not earnestly trying to kill you.
Oh, the thugs?
Yeah, they're more focused on the guards.
The thuglums? Okay. I shall... I'll go for the one that's already kind of bloodied to my right.
Okay.
And I am going to do I'll do infestation on him.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So I cause a
about
cloud of
worms?
mites. I'll do fleas. Actually, no, I'm gonna do parasites. We'll do some cloud of
Worms.
parasites that appear momentarily.
Some stomach bugs. He's just like.
The fatigue is gonna be so bad tomorrow and forever.
Okay. Is that a saving throw for
I
that?
just throw a tapeworm at him.
That is nasty. It is a con save. The DC is
Hashtag
60.
druids.
Ah, sure, tapeworm.
He gets a 15.
He fails.
Ah, sucker, tapeworm time.
Worm.
Roll for damage.
You get a tapeworm. You get a tapeworm.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, it's 2d6. Okay.
Yeah.
Come here, d6. Ooh, that's a 9 for tapeworm damage.
Let's go.
So yes, so I have to roll a d4 to see which direction he goes in, because it'll move him a certain direction.
Oh, he'd be freaking out. He's like.
He
goes west. I don't know where west is on this map.
So, this way. This way.
Even with your help, right? They're still losing badly, but they both disengage and step back.
But they have like a triumphant look in their eyes.
Maybe they're hoping we'll do their dirty work.
Let's go ahead and if you, as it's now Gillian's turn, if you guys have a plan to act as a party, I'll let you move cohesively, but otherwise stay the course and it's Gillian's turn.
So if we wanted to have a plan, would now be the time to mention it?
If you all wanted to run away, charge in together, make a decision, and then we'll base whether we're going at individual or party initiative based on that.
We started this. Ophelia wants to finish it.
Yeah.
I suggest that maybe to prevent or to give us opportunity attack, cutting off their ways to get out if we can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot the guy right by Ophelia and Fane then with another firebolt. I got 14.
Dead. You blast him, he falls back from the blast of fire. As you fire this, you then notice that the thugs have begun to catch on well, and you begin to hear it. And then this bellowing roar as suddenly a shadow passes overhead.
Ooh.
Landing on the opposite side of the street, a hulking black dragon descends.
He's right there. Look at this little baby dragon. Oh.
He had a growth spurt.
As it lands, It roars again, and the thugs attempt to disperse. It is Fane's turn.
Okay. Good question. What do I want to do here? I think I will stay the course, and I will. I'm gonna attack this guy again, and this time around, I'm going to. I'll go ahead and use a divine smite for my bonus action there. So go ahead and hit. Okay. I got a 12 for my first.
It's a hit.
And that's going to be an 18.
He's dead.
Did it take those 2 strikes to kill him, or no?
No.
I will use the other strike then on this one, so that's actually going to be 28.
Damage?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. Okay. Bloodied. This guy dives into the water. This guy also dives into the water. This guy runs into the alleyway as much as he can go. Oh yeah, he's booking it.
Bro is gone.
The dragon bellows again and opens its maw and begins to spew a cloud of vibrant, glowing liquid. Go ahead and make dexterity saving throws.
Ooh.
That's
a 2, baby.
Woo! That's a 16 for me.
I got on that 20.
Ah, lucky.
Let's go. Let's freaking go.
The men dive in the water. Do they survive? Well,
Oh.
one of them does.
Oh.
Like,
So, he's trying to swim away under the water. He hasn't come up for air since he dove in. The guards rush back in. This one is checking the water, and the other one runs up to you, Fane. Put down your arms. Put down your arms.
okay.
The dragon then takes off, briefly dives into the water, comes back up with the man in one of his claws, and he drops him on the street, and the guard over here runs over to jump on him with cuffs.
Apprehend the thugum.
I drop my weapons. I just look over to him.
Game facing him? Just kidding.
I look up at him with Riz.
Through the mask, it permeates. Through the helmet.
That's it. Yeah, against the wall. As you drop your Oathbreaker weapon, is it your...
Weapon? Yes.
Okay, so it disappears then, right?
It does.
Okay, that's what I thought. So you drop your sword, it disappears, and he says, so it's like that, huh? He reaches into a pouch at his side, and he pulls out a single ringlet, watches you warily, but he says, now don't resist, and he's going to clap it onto your ankle.
Okay. I let him do it.
Now call me daddy. I'm just kidding.
I'm the daddy.
Yeah, as he connects the chain to
it. I bet those cuffs are furry.
Oh.
No, as he claps it onto your leg, suddenly you can you realize that you can no longer magically summon your weapon. Like, you can sense as it is blocked from you. And it even seems like it might hamper your spell casting as well. It doesn't It doesn't completely disable it. You still can attempt to cast, but it seems like it wouldn't be an easy feat through it.
And I say, a simple thank you would have sufficed.
Just mind your tongue, and you'll be fine. And he points over to the wall for you to go stand by it.
All right.
At this point, the man on the ground is cuffed. The dragon says, "What happened here?" The guardsman that was blowing the horn. These folk thought they could run these streets. We're causing trouble here. He nods over to the dead guards over there and says, "It got a little out of hand." The dragon gives this, like, it's you recognize it as a smile, but on the dragon it looks ominous. He says, "Is that right?" He begins to kind of slink his way over to the area over here with the fallen, and he's kind of looking over them with his long neck, craning over him to get a better view. Very deftly, he begins to pluck the gold off of the guards, and what little he finds off of the thugs as well. But it is Ophelia's turn. It looks like they are going to do the exact same thing as they did to Fane, to you. But obviously he hasn't had an opportunity yet. Would you like to do anything, or are we in a passive state as a party?
I knew this was going to happen. Well, all right. And she just kind of crosses her arms, waiting for the inevitable. Just kind of watching everything happen.
Yeah. Same thing for
Gillian. Yes. I crossed my arms too, just copying Ophelia, not really knowing what's going on exactly.
You all get to just stand on the sideline there. Unlike, they all cuff you with the same magic suppression cuff. They actually, after Fane, they have to wait for a little bit before several wyvern riding guardsmen fly in, and they land on the stone beside you. They pull out some extras of those magic suppression cuffs and clap them to your ankles, and then you are put on the back of those wyvern riders with the or not the back of the wyvern riders. You get on the backs of the wyverns with the wyvern riders. This isn't a tower they're building here. Just making that clear. Yeah, they put you on the saddle in front of them, and you are flown downtown. All of them are picked up. You can see they begin to clean up the mess on the street. Down at the watch hall, after they question you, it is the captain of the watch that comes up to you and scolds you for
interfering,
or causing disturbances. But you can see that it's like an obligatory scalding. He doesn't have his heart in it. The captain of the watch says, "You handle yourselves well. You don't have a scratch on you, it looks like. You looking for work in the city? You adventurers here?"
That.
So you're with the guild then?
Well, it was definitely an option we were looking into. We just recently got here and we were considering our options.
So you haven't paid yet?
Not yet, no.
You haven't signed, and that means you have options. How would you feel about joining the watch?
Well, before I say anything regarding this offer, which I'm flattered, I do want to know a little bit more. I would like to know a little more of the context of the situation that we were just in, considering we are new to this area, and we don't know what what the ins and outs of the city and the situation are. Who were the men that we fought, and what were they doing? Or I guess what trouble were they causing that I guess we should be aware of? Because it seems like all the other people.
Unless if you're joining the watch.
Well,
and if you do, you'll follow orders above all else.
Okay. Well, the only reason I was asking was because everyone seemed to know that they were trouble and they all scattered. So I thought it was common knowledge of who these men were.
You, spend much time in the, second ring?
No. As I said, we just got here and we've been taking in the sights.
Just today?
Just today.
You're busy folk. Wow.
You could say that.
There's an opening. You understand that there's a period of trust. If you do take me up on my offer, it'll be on a probation for a while. Then climb through the ranks. You'll get fair pay. We pay in gold here.
How much?
1 gold a week. For each of you. That's your starting pay.
Alright, and
If it goes well, it might go up to 2.
I'm assuming that also would happen after the probationary period. Correct?
That's right.
And that makes sense.
How long is this probationary?
That is a decision that'll be made later. I'll tell you, it doesn't usually last a couple months.
Is there anything else that we should know about this position and the expectations?
You can't work for the city if you're working for the guild. We don't allow that kind of dispersion. It violates our contract with the guild. If you want to be adventurers, you can't watch the interest clash.
I could see that. Well, I don't speak for the whole party because they can speak for themselves, individually. But if it's alright with you, I would like a little bit more time to consider the offer as, again, we're new and we have a few offers and a few options. So I would like some time to consider it and then get back to you.
Alright, well the offer won't stand forever, but you can certainly have some time to think on it. It just so happens we have some positions to fill today.
I see. Okay.
And then you guys can say what you will.
I'll remind you. Join, you follow orders. And if you don't, well, you might have more to lose than just your jobs. Things are serious here in the Watch. So, take things serious.
And I would expect nothing less.
Good.
What's the furthest I can climb up to if I were to join the City Watch?
You could potentially climb all the way to Mazadon's personal guard, but it requires a great deal of skill to climb. And, well, let's say generosity can help out too.
I see.
And he gives you a sly nod.
I'll need time to think on this.
Very well, take your time. You're free to go. Your stuff is in the room up front. You can speak with the watchman there. He'll help you out. Now leave me, I've got paperwork to do. And instead of pulling out paperwork, he pulls out a chest and begins counting.
Was he the same dude that we talked to when we first came into the city?
No.
Oh, this is a
different
completely
guy.
different guy. Okay.
So as we turn to leave, Ophelia will actually kind of talk to Gillian in a hushed tone and say, "So does this suit your fancy at all?"
Nope.
Whoa,
what I thought.
Ophelia coming on strong on Gillian.
No, she's asking about the job, but she asks because she knows it's not his style, and so she was like, "That's what I thought." Because she knows that, like, for Fane, you know, he wants results, and so he's more likely to look into it. But knowing the little she does know about Gillian, she asks because she's like, "Yeah, this does not sound like Gillian at all."
No.
And but as he says nope, she's like, "That's what I thought." And once we're out of earshot of the guards, she says, "To be honest, I I feel there's not going to be much to consider about this offer for me, because I understand that they are the Watch and that they have serious work to do and that they need to stay, very strict and orderly within their ranks. But if I'm being honest, that's not my style. I'm not used to being stuck in one place and standing in a straight line, so...
I agree.
Really at this point too, I don't think it really lines up with our interest of what we need to do anyways.
No, we all have our own personal goals, and following every order according to the guard definitely does not suit the nature of our situation and our long-term goals. So I think we've all... There seems we didn't need much time at all, did we? I don't know about you guys. I think the Adventurers Guild suits our speed a lot more.
I agree. I wouldn't trust my life with with an incompetent leader like him.
Tell me how you really feel. Okay, so... Well...
The pay is too squalid.
Well, also, I don't know about you guys, but I'm also curious about who those thugs were, because the guard was very quick to dismiss me on any questions I had. So that usually means there's more to the story than he wants to tell. And I'm sure there's some people at the Adventurers Guild who may be able to give us a little more context.
Yeah, I should clarify that a gold a week is actually pretty dang good for this level of the city. If you work your way up to the second level of the city, you probably make better. But most people in this part of the city are making a couple coppers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
One gold a week against my my debt? Yeah, no way.
Yeah, no, against your debt, for sure not. Your debt's massive.
Yeah.
Well, so is there a difference in terms of the Adventurers Guilds in the first and second ring in terms of how much money we make?
The Adventurers Guild is on a commission basis, and you basically make as much money as your skill allows. So many adventurers join the guild seeking fortune, because it's an easy way to build up wealth if you've got the prowess to back it up. So,
but in terms of the actual quests, we do. So I'm not worried about that. But in terms of like the guild hall that we go to, is there a difference?
Oh yes, there is only minor differences between them, mainly in the facilities that you have access to. So joining from either one would functionally be the same.
Okay. So I'm assuming that the guild in the second ring is nicer, but it's not going to cost us any more because we're still part of the guild.
Correct. That said, because it is has the nicer facilities, not only will it have like fancier rooms, but you're also looking at better shops, potentially even better jobs, because it's a higher class of adventurers. But for the purposes of joining, it doesn't make a difference. The paperwork is the same.
Okay. We won't be able to afford anything good for the time being. Well, at least for me. Because I'm broke all the time.
Well, we don't have to... Well, it doesn't really matter, because joining the guild isn't super big. We just... I mean, if we're going to join a guild, let's join the nicer one where we have access to more things and better opportunities. And then, we're making money either way, because you can get a quest there or a quest there. Why not stay in the nicer place and still get access to quests?
Okay, so hang around the second ring then. All right.
At least for now. I'd say let's make our way to the second ring, sign up, and, depending on how late it is, call it a night.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Let's join up.
Thank you so much for joining us for Toss the Dice. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll see you next time.